broken Boeings, mansplaining gone wrong, and a very untraditional trad wife, I scroll through the depths of the internet so you don't have to. Get your blue light glasses on, because it's screen time. You may have remembered seeing videos circulate during COVID of nurses and other frontline workers busting a move on TikTok in viral dance trends. After receiving backlash for obvious reasons, that trend has cooled down, but it's back. And this time, it's not just nurses. An online dance battle has broken out among delivery drivers, starting with Amazon. He says UPS and FedEx could never, y'all got 24 hours to respond, and well, they did. And now flight attendants have caught on. American Airlines challenging Delta, challenging Southwest. You get the picture, and all I gotta say is, we don't need flight attendants breaking it down. The Boeings from the 80s are already doing that all on their own. Stealing the show, we've seen viral videos of bolts and screws and wings and even windows and side panels busting loose in the worst way possible. And we can't forget those motherfuckers who aren't real. The same way nurses who were caring for sick people during a pandemic had enough time to set up a tripod and get jiggy with their colleagues, this too is rubbing me the wrong way. Not because I'm some fun sucker, but because your job is to keep people safe, and I don't feel too safe getting on a plane these days. The delivery drivers get a pass, especially because Amazon's already delivering packages at the speed of light, and as far as I know, their trucks are fully intact. However, as a frequent air traveler, I'd appreciate if flight attendants, pilots, the guys on the tarmac directing traffic, the one who chucked my baggage like a hot potato, would put the phones down and pay attention, because we're one more TikTok dance battle away from a Boeing doing its best Titanic submersible impression, and Lord knows what the government would get away with while we're all distracted by that. But I get it. We're in the influencer era. The cameras are always rolling. And that's a damn shame for this man who dared give a professional golfer some pointers at the range. It's worse than you think.
Okay, I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so everything I'm. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so with that, I'm just making everything kind of...
Now, Georgia Ball is a PGA professional golfer and a coach. So this man who wasn't on camera, but I can only assume he was wearing cargo shorts and gym sneakers at best, decided that with his 20 years of experience knocking it around, better step in and show Georgia a thing or two. Except he didn't tell her anything or show her anything. She didn't follow through any differently on the second shot. He might have been satisfied with himself, but the peanut gallery was not. Here are some of the comments. The way he took credit for your next swing, eye roll. People have to realize that even if you've been doing something for a long time, doesn't mean you've been doing it correctly. True. Me, who's never played golf before, she's going through a swing change, sir. And my personal favorite, normalize chasing people on all fours. But Georgia would never do that. She seems like a lovely woman who handled this situation with such grace. If I was a professional golfer and this happened to me, I would have said, okay, why don't you put your thick skull on this tee and I will follow through so hard your brains will come out of your mouth. But that's just me, and I'll never be a professional golfer, so we don't need to worry about that. Something we do need to worry about, though, is the economy. It has driven Tan Mom, yes, Tan Mom, to run for office in the Sunshine State, and yes, Botox for all is a very real part of her healthcare agenda.
I want free Botox for all.
That's a great platform.
But Bidenomics has red-pilled this Tan Mom copycat into buying and milking her own cow?
They say the economy is booming, but Philadelphia cream cheese is $7. What's my alternative? I think I should buy a goddamn cow and start milking it and making my own I mean, this is bullshit.
Yep, Tan Mom's sister from another mister is seriously pissed over pricey Philadelphia cream cheese, and I cannot blame her. She might not look like your average trad wife, but she's got the spirit, ready to throw in the beach towel and become a milkmaid. They used to say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? And now it's buy your own damn cow because Biden has effed us that bad. But this is all part of a growing trend, not just political pundits, but regular people calling out the BS like this guy.
Looks like Joe forgot to take his multivitamin 2 days in a row. I wouldn't trust that man to start a fire in hell, okay? In hell! A decrepit, senile old man should not be running our country. If someone could please drive an ice cream truck by the White House so he'll follow it and get out of there, I would certainly appreciate it.
We would certainly appreciate that. And have we tried the ice cream truck trick yet? That man will walk off the face of the earth if he isn't being corralled by someone. It's like a dog on an invisible leash, and I feel like we could use that to our advantage. But our friend here in this video did go on to say that he would rather vote for a Cheez-It or a traffic cone over Joe Biden, and I get it. Not just because Cheez-Its are my favorite, but because I like my president's orange too. Now, cancel culture is officially canceled. I am making it part of my life's mission to defend people who are wrongfully canceled in the court of public opinion. We have given snowflakes far too much power. It's no secret, though, that things we did in the past would never fly today. This creator took to TikTok wondering if she was alone in this experience at school. Watch.
In first grade, if you got student of the month, the principal would take you on a ride on his motorcycle. And he said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, you'd go on a ride on his motorcycle." And he was like, "That doesn't sound right." I said, "No, I swear, your parents had to sign off on it. And you'd hold on to his belt loops, and he would take you to his house." No, I'm just kidding. He would take you to go get ice cream. And no one batted an eye. All the parents signed right off on it.
I mean, I went to school in the 90s as well. I feel like, I don't know, teachers were getting away with things that they could not get away with now. Here are some of the comments, because the comment section is essentially the biggest indictment of the United States Department of Education I have ever seen in my life. Let's dig in. One time in 5th grade, I sold enough cheesecake for a ride in a limo, and they left booze in the back, and that's how I tried peppermint schnapps for the first time. If you were the best behaved in class in the cafeteria, you would get to dress up fancy, eat ravioli, and slow dance with the principal? That's definitely not legal. My 6th grade teacher used to let kids out of lunch detention by eating a cricket that was usually fed to our classroom pet geckos. My biology teacher gave us pills he bought online that were supposed to change our taste buds for an hour. Again, there's no way parents were signing off on that. We had a science teacher throw eggs at kids if they weren't paying attention. Abuse. My 3rd grade teacher would randomly light paper on fire and flick fireballs across the room during class. My 3rd grade teacher would jump off of a desk in heels into the split, and we'd all go crazy. She was a cheerleader in college. Again, probably not appropriate. My 6th grade teacher used to make us pretend we were in a sweatshop and make us all make origami. Again, this was obviously the 90s and pre-cancel culture. This is another pre-cancel culture. We had hobo day in kindergarten where we all dressed up like old-timey hobos and went door to door to get candy and money. I remember my friends actually in college dressed up as hobos for Halloween, and I was in college during like the whole cancel culture movement. And people were saying that that was insensitive. It was like socioeconomically insensitive or something. Whatever. On Halloween, the whole school would get called to an assembly to hear stories about exorcisms and ghosts from the local demon hunters. Probably not child appropriate. In 8th grade, 4 of us were randomly asked by a female teacher if we wanted to stay over and paint her living room. It was so fun, but it would never happen now. Yeah, that wouldn't happen now because of like child labor laws. That's free labor. My friend and I were cold outside at a field trip, and our teacher asked us if we wanted to smoke cigs to warm up. She said yes, and we smoked with her. Crazy. In 1st grade, our teacher would make us fetch our graded tests if we got a low score. She would usually aim for our face or throw it across the room. My driver's ed teacher would take us driving where we could spy on his cheating wife. That's at least interesting. I like that. One of my history teachers took the entire class on a field trip to the grocery store to buy his wife flowers on Valentine's Day. Different from the last one, but, you know, the thought was there. I can actually appreciate that one. You can't go home without the flowers. My high school driver's ed teacher had to run errands for him during practice. I picked up his girlfriend and drove her to her OBGYN appointment. Again, probably inappropriate. My 3rd grade teacher had diabetes. During reading time, she would sometimes pass out due to low blood pressure. We would have to smack her awake and give her a butterscotch and then just casually continue. It's not normal. In middle school, we had an assembly where a cop told us how to make meth so we would know what to be watching for and could report it. I would actually like some statistics, like a where are they now of those kids, and see if they're in their neighborhood watch era or if they're in their Breaking Bad era. I feel like a cop teaching you how to make meth, like, it could go both ways. One of the activities at 5th grade sleepaway camp was shooting handguns. Everyone's parents signed off. It was in rural New Jersey. That's based. Our gym teacher kissed a cow to raise money for something. Lots and lots of comments about donkeys. I will leave you with this. I don't know if this is a trend that just, maybe this is a regional thing and I've just never heard of it, but the amount of comments about donkey basketball blew my mind. Our teachers would ride donkeys and play basketball in the school gym. I can't make this up. My high school had donkey basketball where the teachers and principal would play the seniors on donkeys. My elementary school had donkey basketball every year where the high school kids versus the teachers would ride actual donkeys and play basketball in the gym. Again, this last comment, donkey basketball to pay for prom. So I guess there was a reason for the season, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of missed out on that. I don't know what's worse, sending your kids to school to try peppermint schnapps in the back of a limo without your knowledge, or having your kids have to respect their teacher's Z's or pronouns. Homeschool has never sounded so good. And Screen Time Report would not be Screen Time without sharing my report from this past week. I have asked my colleagues in here to share their Screen Time reports with me so we can see just how chronically online I really am. So I'll start with everyone else so we can see in comparison. Brooke is at a 6 hours per week, or that's the daily average, right? Over the week. Okay, so 6 hours per day on her phone. Dylan is 7 hours and 36 minutes. And mine, drumroll please, I'll check my most recent screen time, 13 hours and 18 minutes per day. And I will say, this is down, it says 17% from last week. I did check my screen time last week. It was around 15 hours today. I'm also disgusted with myself, but I've got to get my scroll on. Feel free to follow along with me at Hayley Caronia on all platforms. See you later.